Good morning. We're here in Town and Country at the State Multi-Agency Resource Center. I'm joined by the First Lady, my wife Casey, Secretary Shevaun Harris, Secretary Michelle Branham, Commissioner Manny Diaz, Representative Gonzalez Pittman, and Senator Collins. And then we've got a lot of organizations here that's going to be part of our announcement. We have been working, of course, nonstop now for weeks, preparing and responding to Helene, and then preparing and responding to Hurricane Milton. We had a massive pre-staging of resources before Milton, and they were able to do almost 4.2 million power restorations in less than a week from when the storm hit. And now I think they're down. I think they have 9,000 or 8,000 something there in some areas that had a lot of water. But that was a really, really heroic effort. So we thank everybody that was involved with that. We also thank everybody that was involved with search and rescue and response to people who were in distress, particularly as the flooding persisted after the storm passed and you had different neighborhoods flood. You had a lot of people that got there, got residents to safety, particularly elderly. So we appreciate those types of efforts. And we're going to continue to work to make sure people get back on their feet. One of the things that we do is sheltering assistance. Some folks may be out of their home for a little bit. Maybe their home got totally destroyed and they need sheltering assistance. And so Hope Florida is a place that can work with residents to be able to help that. We have this Hope Florida bus. Obviously, you see it here in Town and Country, and it'll be here till 6 o'clock. But there's also going to be a Hope Florida bus in Pinellas Park until 3 o'clock at the Performing Arts Center, Raymond James Stadium from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. in Tampa, and then Calvary Baptist Church off McMullen Booth in Clearwater. And so if people want to go, the Hope Navigators will be able to link you with some of the things that the state does, but a lot of it is things that the charitable organizations do, and they want to be in the fight. You can also call 1-833-GET-HOPE, 1-833-GET-HOPE. This is 24 hours a day still. It's eventually going to go back to normal business hours, but we're still doing 24/7 right now. Now, our navigators will help. Now, we're not federal agencies. Some of the stuff of how you've got to apply or get approved, ultimately those determinations, unfortunately, are made by federal bureaucrats. But the Hope Navigators will help you navigate the FEMA assistance, help you with whatever applications you need to make, and give you some advice on how to approach that. You can go to hopeflorida.com and fill out a hurricane recovery need request if you don't want to call the Hope line, and that's totally fine as well. I'm also happy to announce that yesterday FEMA approved Florida's request for what they call TSA, not the bloated agency that's at the airports, but Transitional Sheltering Assistance. So this is a FEMA program which allows for temporary short-term accommodations when other housing options are not available after declared disaster. The Hope line, if you call the Hope line, they will also help link you with what you need for FEMA transitional sheltering assistance. That will be something you can use to stay in a hotel, which in this part of the state is a viable option. You know, Taylor County, more rural, where they got the brunt of Helene with the storm surge, you don't really have a lot of hotel options there. So that may not be as potent there, but I think it can be very helpful here. So we're happy to be able to help facilitate that in any way we can. Now, we also have an ability to help with what we have in Florida, this Florida Disaster Fund. This is a charitable organization. All donations are tax deductible. We've raised a lot of money into it over the years. I think there were $63 million distributed for Hurricane Ian victims back in 2022. We've now done, I know they've done probably close to $15 million with these two storms, Helene and Milton, and we're here today to be able to make use of that. So yesterday, or I guess it was Tuesday, we did $100,000 grants to each of the law enforcement and fire service organizations. They can help their members with things to get off their feet after the storm, and that could be a variety of different needs. So we want to be able to continue getting this money out the door. So today, the First Lady and I are pleased to be able to award $1 million from the Florida Disaster Fund to support a lot of our hardworking charitable organizations that are serving Floridians following these two hurricanes. So this $1 million donation will include $50,000 to the Family Initiative, which helps serve individuals with unique abilities, $250,000 to benefit organizations with hot meals, to benefit organizations that help with hot meals and food. And so there'll be $50,000 each to Operation Barbecue Relief, Mercy Chefs, Meals on Wheels Plus of Manatee, All Faiths Food Bank, our Daily Bread of Bradenton. We're also going to do $300,000 to organizations that help moms and children with immediate needs after a disaster. So $50,000 each to Better Together, Greater Than the Storm, Clothes to Kids, A Door of Hope, Mothers Helping Mothers, and Dream Center of Tampa Bay. So they all serve unique and important functions, and we know that they'll make good use of those resources. We're also donating $250,000 to groups assisting foster kids and families. So $50,000 each will go to Bridge of Life, to Twig, to Family Support Services of Suncoast, Children's Network of Hillsborough, Safe Children Coalition. So those are all important organizations. And $150,000 will be donated to groups serving elderly. $50,000 each to Area Agency on Aging in Pasco Pinellas, Senior Connection Center, and Area Aging on Palm Beach and Treasure Coast. So those are really significant awards. We're going to do more. In fact, I'm going to do some more later today down in Sarasota. We're going to look to get this money out the door and in use so that people are able to benefit. But we've got a lot of charitable organizations that are on scene here in the state of Florida. They're doing good work, and all these resources that we're doing are going to be able to help them provide their services and support to Floridians in need. Okay, with that, the star of the show, my wife, the First Lady.
I wouldn't say that at all. No, I'm happy to be here with the governor. I'm honored to be here, honored to recognize a lot of really great people who are on the ground helping people in need. We were just yesterday in Sarasota meeting with folks at a mobile home park where a lot of people had lost everything. And one of the conversations that came up was, what exactly is Hope Florida? When I'm calling 833 Get Hope, what does that mean? And that really is, from your perspective, help finding help. There are so many wonderful entities, as you can see around us, who are doing great things. You shouldn't have to have 18 sticky notes on your refrigerator trying to figure out how to make all the pieces work, or try to call this number and leave a message here and wait back to hear from another person. The idea is for Hope Florida to serve as the vessel and the navigation for you to talk to one human being, which is important, especially when you're suffering. You don't want to have to leave messages or talk to automated responses. It's to talk to one human who's going to put all of the pieces together to help you to figure out, well, how do I get in touch with FEMA? Where can I get a hot meal? How do I get sheltering? So the idea is to have that one number as a resource to really simplify your life, especially when things are very difficult. So it's an honor and a privilege to help with that, and it's also an honor and a privilege to be able to work with the Florida Disaster Fund because of the contributions that you have made, all private sector dollars coming in to being able to support entities like this who literally are on the boots on the ground, and their hearts are in the mission. They're here for a reason. They want to serve, and this has facilitated it through the Florida Disaster Fund to continue their mission. So on behalf of the governor and our entire family, thank you for everything that you've done to support it.
Okay, Shevaun Harris.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Shevaun Harris, the Secretary of the Florida Department of Children and Families. First, my thoughts and prayers go out to all those who've been impacted by the storm. I know this is a difficult time for many. We hear countless stories through the Hope line from those who are impacted. In all of this, two truths are constant. The people of Florida are resilient, and you are not alone. The governor has marshaled every resource and state agency to help you get back on your feet. One of those resources is Activate Hope, spearheaded by the governor and the First Lady after Hurricane Debby. It serves as the emergency response component of Hope Florida and is designed to help those impacted. We would not be able to accomplish the things that we do and to serve the thousands of individuals that we have without the generous hearts and acts of service by our Hope Florida partners. These entities step into the gap each and every time, and they answer the call each time. Because of the nonprofits here and so many other private sector partners, our Hope Bus is always stocked and ready for deployment with needed items. The Hope Bus has been stationed in the hardest hit areas and has provided support to over 29,000 individuals with essential items such as toiletries, cleaning supplies, baby items, food and water, and so much more. For those unable to get to the bus, as you heard the governor and the First Lady mention, the Hope Line has been available 24/7, and we've been able to refer individuals to some of the most dedicated nonprofits who specialize in disaster response. I want to highlight just a couple. There are so many more, but I want to share with Family Initiative and their sensory kits. My heart melts every time I see a child who gets one of the stuffed animals or toys that are a part of the sensory kits, and I see the big smile on their face because those items are meant to soothe and calm. Or the countless calls that we make to Feeding Florida at all times of the day, asking, can you please meet us at this site or that site and drop off food boxes, and they answer the call each and every time. Or going canvassing with Megan Rose from Better Together to help support parents and their kids with needed items, including Megan shared the other day an organization that donated 1,000 mattresses to a community that has lost everything. And lastly, to our lead agencies who are present, who are working around the clock to support our foster families and our kids. Thank you for everything that you do. I want to again thank the governor and the First Lady for your leadership and your compassion, and all of the state agencies who are a part of Hope Florida and Activate Hope and helping to make the magic happen. It's so heartwarming to be here and to be able to celebrate and recognize all of these nonprofits. Thank you.
Okay. Do we want to pass out the checks? Do a photo?
We can do that, yep. When your organization's called, if you guys can come up for a photo here, Family Initiative.
And we'll just do one big with everybody?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you guys maybe line up right in front of the podium.
Operation Barbecue Relief.
Yeah.
Sir.
Okay.
Meals on Wheels Family Support Services, Meals on Wheels Plus.
Oh, yeah.
All Faiths Food Bank.
Thank you. Oh, that's great.
Better Together. Bridge of Life. Bridge of Life. Thanks, guys. If y'all can pull in just a little bit on the ends.
Oh, good. You're doing such great work.
All right, we got everybody? All right, say cheese.
Very good.
All right, congratulations.
Thank you, Governor.
Of course.
Appreciate your leadership
Yeah,
support.
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Thank you, Governor.
Yeah, appreciate
Appreciate
you. Yep. Yeah, yeah. Of course, of course.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Thank you. Sure. All right, good deal. Yeah, who's taking it? Over here.
This guy.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yep. Appreciate it. Yep. Sure. Yep. Who's taking it? You have anyone taking it? Thank you. Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Got it. All right.
Governor, real quick.
Yep. Who's taking it? Okay. Ready?
Yes, sir.
1, 2. Thank you, Jen. All right. Any more? Yeah, yeah.